Hi. Well, it's July 3rd, the day before Independence Day, and I have a very special book to read to you today. It's called Happy Birthday, America. And this book is written by Mary Pope Osborne, and she's the author of the Magic Treehouse series, which is really super popular. And this book is illustrated by Peter Catalanotto. Mr. Catalanotto was an illustrator visitor of our school district back in 2004, and he came to all the elementary schools in our district, and I managed to get this book autographed for my daughter by Mr. Catalanotto. This book is currently out of print, but I did get Mr. Catalanotto's permission to read it publicly, and I'm really happy that I was able to do that, and partly because this book is about a 4th of July celebration in a small town in the U.S. called Quakertown, and all the illustrations are of the Community Day festivities right here in Quakertown. So I'm going to take a few moments for each page so you can look at the pictures and see if you recognize some of these places. You might even recognize some of the people in it. So, Happy Birthday, America by Mary Pope Osborne and illustrated by Mr. Peter Catalanotto. And this is the opening page, and that is the temporary band shell that we had here in Quakertown. It has since been made a permanent band shell over at 4th and Park. And if there's one thing that I know about Community Day in Quakertown, there's fire trucks, and there's food, and there's music. If you look at this picture, that's right there in Memorial Park, and the pavilion's there for sitting to eat, and the tents where they sell the food, and the creek is right behind there. On 4th of July, Mom, Dad, Katie, Grandpa, Grandma, Aunt Beth, Baby Jess, our dog Bud, and I go to Memorial Park. You might even see some people that you recognize in this book. We march around the ball field in the pet parade. I play a kazoo. Katie waves red, white, and blue streamers. Bud touches noses with a pig on a leash. You can see up at the top of the page a bunch of cars parked. And I think that might be part of the car show, because they always had a car show. And that was run by one of our members, Fred, for years and years and years. From noon till 2, I sell popcorn and pizza at the Pee Wee football booth. 50 cents a bag. Hot, hot, hot. $1 a slice. Grandma sells raffle tickets for the American Legion Squadron 242. $1 a chance to win a hand-knit colonial flag. That's another thing Quakertown loves, is midget football. And our veterans. Very active American Legion. Grandpa wears his old fishing cap. He sits in his wheelchair while on the bandstand, Katie tap dances the hornpipe boogie in a sailor suit with Miss Cindy's School of Dance. Aunt Beth gets so excited. She dances too. Now, my daughter danced with Miss Cindy's School of Dance also. That's why I got the book autographed. And you can see Panther Playground in the background. My daughter didn't tap dance though. She did ballet. I go with Grandpa and Dad to see the antique cars. I told you there was a car show. We pitch pennies at the Kiwanis booth. I win a blue bunny and give it to Jess. Some of these people are very specifically drawn. I'll bet you would recognize somebody. Some of them look familiar to me, actually. Under a tree, high school kids paint Katie's face with stars. Katie and I have a sword fight with balloons. Firemen from 5 different towns fight water battles before the sun goes down. That's a big thing. Using their hoses to push over that. It's sort of like a water tug of war with hoses. That's super fun to watch. It's very hard to do. You need a lot of men to hold that, men and women to hold that hose. Mom and I buy barbecued chicken cooked on big racks by the Knights of Columbus. We have ice cream and waffles and then spread out our blankets for the concert under the stars. Jess crawls away, but I bring him back. There's the chicken all on the rack. I can just smell it. I love chicken cooked like that. Katie and I pile on Dad in the dark. Bud barks. "Settle down, everyone," said Mom. "The band's about to play." The conductor wears a red bow tie and waves a baton. During Yankee Doodle, his music blows away, but he waves on. We have a lot of relationships of friends that are in the Quakertown band. In fact, one of the members of our church was his father was the conductor of the Quakertown band for years. But this book was drawn in 2003, and I don't think at that time he was still doing that. Everyone claps to the beat of Stars and Stripes Forever. A girl plays a solo on the piccolo. Dad uses my head for a drum. Then a Cub Scout rings a bell 13 times in honor of the first 13 colonies. A girl steps out in a big green robe and holds up a sparkler. She's Lady Liberty. My boys were in Cub Scouts in Pack 55, right here in town. I can't tell if that Cub Scout is in Pack 55. Then Mr. Sabatini reads from the Declaration of Independence. Then we sing the Star-Spangled Banner, and when we get to the home of the brave, the first fireworks go off. I love that when that happens. They light the sky, a red and blue umbrella. Bud barks and Jess cries. Babies and dogs don't always like fireworks. There they go. Ooh, ah, wow. Like a palm tree, like tadpoles, like a weeping willow. Look how pretty, Jess, says Grandpa. His first words all day. A moment of silence, then huge bursts of light, one on top of the other, and a million pieces of gold rain down on the trees near the flag that is still there. I don't think that many of us are going to any large Independence Day fireworks shows this year. Maybe small ones. I think Quakertown is having theirs at another time, waiting for the virus to subside. And Memorial Park will be empty on 4th of July also. No Community Day. It's over now. That's it. We pack up to leave and walk back to the parking lot with the crowd. There's a giant crowd for this. Dad hums Yankee Doodle as he gets out his keys. Katie catches a lightning bug but lets it go. Fly home, Sparky, she says. Too bad. There are so many people that usually go to see the fireworks and Community Day that the drive home can be trying to get out of Quakertown can be kind of take a long time. Sometimes, since I only live a mile from there, sometimes we just walk and we get home faster than if we would have driven. Jess sleeps all the way back. So does Grandpa, with Bud on his lap. I look up at the sky and whisper, "Happy birthday, America. Happy 4th of July." Then I blow out the stars as if they were candles on a giant birthday cake. So this book was written by Mary Pope Osborne, as I said, and she was visiting Quakertown on 4th of July one year, and that's where she got the idea of this story. And Mr. Catalanotto illustrated it. I don't think he lives very far away. I'm not sure exactly where, but in the tri-state area. So I am super excited to be sharing this with you, and I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you sleep well. Let's say our prayers. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Guide me gently through the night and wake me with the morning light. Amen. Well, I do hope you have a wonderful Independence Day, 4th of July, long weekend, and happy birthday, America.